Okie dokie, you guys. Welcome to tonight's team huddle. Just a couple of maintenance things. We have some fun stuff going on with Team Relentless, which this is one of the cool things about layered leadership is that each leader has the ability to run their organization in whatever way they see fit. And as you guys grow in your leadership, you're going to want to be able to do things for your own personally enrolled people as well as a huge unit. And so Team Relentless is Sarah Brewer's downline, which we are a part of, and she has presently she has some competitions running. They're weekly competitions, and top enrollers have the ability to hop on exclusive chats, Zoom chats with other top leaders. So I dropped it in our Telegram chat that this week's top enrollers will have the ability to get on an exclusive Zoom with Ashley Sinclair. Um, Putting a little bug in your ear, I've heard Morgan Martin is on the list. I've heard Amber Parker is on the list, which, if those names don't sound familiar to you, Morgan is phenomenal. She's a presidential diamond, and Amber Parker is a field agent as well as an ambassador diamond on with It Works. So they're two incredible people, and then Ashley Sinclair is amazing as well. So if you are excited about learning more in this business and you want to pick the brains, or you want to sit and listen as top enrollers are talking on a Zoom and you want that invite, then it's just about enrollments, bringing in loyal customers, bringing in distributors. And then if you are a top enroller, then you'll get access to that Zoom. Another thing is I wanted to talk about our giveaway for this month. We're actually doing two giveaways. If you haven't seen it, I want to make sure that we are kind of familiar with where to find resources. And I know this seems kind of silly for people who have been here for a little bit, but for new people who are coming in, we have loads and loads of resources, and it's kind of all over the place. So I want to just break it down a little bit for you. We are a part of Ashley Sinclair's ambassador line. So what that means is Ashley Sinclair has a team page called Massive Belief, Massive Action. And because we are a part of her downline, we do have access to that. You can get information from her Facebook page. If you want to be a part of it, you absolutely can be, but you don't have to be if you don't want to be. We also are a part of Alyssa Bowman's Success Squad page. So the Success Squad is where I plug into. I admire and adore Alyssa, and I think that she leads a phenomenal organization that one day I hope to mimic. And so I truly love to pour into the Success Squad page. That's where our team finds our team giveaways. There's loads of resources in there. If you don't know what to look for or how to look for it, ask your enroller, because we're more than happy to share with you how to navigate through those group pages. But we're also a part of Sarah Brewer's Team Relentless page, and that's where the giveaway for being a part of those exclusive Zooms is being held. So those are three team pages that you can be involved in. The other thing is that our little team, I mean, we're not little anymore, we're a double diamond team, and that's something to be excited about. But we do not have a team page. I truly believe that Success Squad has everything that we need, and we do not have to recreate the wheel. Okay, it's already there. We might as well utilize it. And I feel like the same goes for you guys. If you feel led to put your own team page together, a training page together, that's your cup of tea. But I'm not going to do that. The wheel has already been invented, and I'm just going to hop on board and I'm going to ride that sucker, right? So I want to encourage you guys to do that too. But what we do have is a customer retention page called Progress Not Perfection. Progress Not Perfection is just a page that allows us as a team to bring all of our loyal customers together. And what's really great about it is we are actually expanding our team page or our loyal customer page to the entire Success Squad page. It's still a work in progress. But what's going to be really great about it is, in theory, we're going to have different leaders, different Diamond and Up leaders host a month on the page. And so when they do that, like our team is just in charge of March right now. So the leaders on our team have already been designated days. So if you're like, wait, I don't know what you're talking about, don't worry, we've already got it covered. But what we're going to do is just share tips. We're going to share how you can use the products. We're going to share ingredient breakdowns, encouragement. We're going to share like recipe ideas, all that kind of stuff. But what I love about this, you guys, is it's hard to stay in contact with your loyal customers all the time. And when you get to be even a Ruby, you can have a ton of loyal customers underneath you, and staying in contact all the time is hard, especially when you're trying to fish for new clients to come into your business. And so the retention page, the Progress Not Perfection page, is going to help us stay connected with our people without always being in their inboxes. So drop a 0 in the chat if that excites you, knowing that you don't have to be in constant communication with your clients, that we as a team are going to cover that. I know I'm excited about it because I think one of the biggest things with customers is they feel like, well, I don't want to just buy your products and then you leave me and I have no help. Right. Like I hear that a lot, and I'm like, we've got you covered. We've got a team page where, you have access to that, or not a team page, but a loyal customer page. You have access to that. We're going to share these tips, blah, blah, blah with you. We even run contests in there. Sometimes we give away free products, so that can be fun as well. So make sure that when you're signing up loyal customers, you are able to add them to the page. You can just send them a message saying, hey, we also have this page available to you. If you want to hop on board, I'll send you the invite. Please do not just add people. That is one of the most annoying things, is when I get added to 1,000,001 different Facebook groups that nobody has ever even talked to me about. So make sure that you're talking to people, and just like, I sent out a mass message through my Connect app and just said, hey, I just want to make sure that you know about this page that's available. If you want to check it out, here's the link. Go ahead and click it if you want to. But they were already my customers. Okay. So this is a page exclusively for our customers, not just random people who are on Facebook. So I think oh, I don't remember if I said about the giveaway or not, but it's 2 winners for $500 to Ulta. And the winners will be drawn in the middle of March and then the very 1st of April. So make sure that you guys are getting a post up on your news feed. Unless you're like buried deep into host to post and you like can't catch up, it's okay if you don't post about it for a while. But make sure that you're utilizing host to post. It's the fastest, it's the smoothest, it's the way it's going to bring in hot leads. So utilize host to post as much as you possibly can. All right, I think that's it for maintenance stuff. I asked in the Telegram chat for you guys to tell me some topics that you guys want to cover. And so I'm just going to go through a few of them. And then if we have time, we can cover more. But I really do want to honor your guys' time here tonight. And I want you to know that I truly believe that it's valuable. And so I want to make sure that I'm doing my best into pouring into you guys as leaders. So the first question was what you know now and what you wish you would have known sooner. So for me personally, when I got started with this business, I was so concerned with being perfect at it. I knew that I wasn't going to know all of the information, but I had a facade about myself that was like, if I'm going to do this, I want to do it well. And I want people to take me seriously and I want to look professional. And what I know now is that vulnerability is your biggest asset. It is the biggest, it's one of the biggest tools you have in your tool belt because nobody can relate to perfection. Nobody sees it as truth. And so if you can be honest and vulnerable with people, they are going to admire that 100 times more than they would if you act like you know everything. And that was a hard thing for me. I wanted to be so great at this. I wanted people to be like, I don't know. My expectations of myself in this business were like out through the roof. And what ended up happening is I was creating this syndrome inside of myself, and I was creating anxiety. And what I've realized is that the the best thing that you can possibly do is be 100% transparent with people, letting people know, I don't know what the answer is to this, but I can go find out for you, speaks volumes for you and your character than you trying to like BS people and just assume that you know things and then you give them the wrong information. Now, giving wrong information happens sometimes, and it takes a whole bunch of humility to go back and say, hey, I said that wrong, but people are going to honor the fact that you were honest with them, and it builds integrity. I see in the chat there, integrity. Yes, building integrity for yourself is huge. And when people can trust you, then they're going to refer people to you. So being honest and open about that is something that I wish I would have. I never like lied to people, but I definitely didn't want them to know that I didn't know what I was doing. So just know that it's okay. This process. You should constantly be learning. And so if you are not making mistakes here and there, then that just tells me you're not having enough conversations, or you're not putting yourself in uncomfortable positions. And oftentimes you get put in uncomfortable positions in here, but it's for your benefit. So that's that one. What's my current strategy for signing and training distributors? How you hap for DTs, prospect, advertise. So I'm actually really excited to talk to you guys about this because distributors, I'm not a mass enroller for distributors, but I am very consistent with it. Every single month I complete my steps to success. I couldn't tell you the last time I didn't. I have made it my mission to follow the steps that the company has put in place for me. And the reason why I've done that is because the company is thriving. And if they are the ones saying, this is what you need to do to find success, you better believe that I'm going to follow that plan. Success is something that leaves clues too. So I reach out to other distributors who are mass enrolling, and I ask them, I say, what's your game plan? What are you doing? What's the conversation that you're having? Can you give me any advice? Because if I want to thrive and be great in this, if I want to show up as a great leader for you guys, then it's my responsibility to find out the information, to find out what's working, and then share it with you. So with that being said, everyone and anyone on your current newsfeed, people who you have not ever even been in contact with, are potential distributors. We just tell ourselves they're not. Okay. That is it's a self-limiting belief. And I know I talked about it a little bit last week, but every single person on your newsfeed are people who need extra money. Okay. They all need extra money. And if people tell you they don't need extra money, they're lying. Okay. If you have money, you have opportunity. And that's not a bad thing. It always blows my mind when people will be like, oh, I don't need to post this status for you. I don't really need the money. And I'm like, well, do you know a family that's in need? Do you have a favorite organization that you could support if you got the money? Like, could you send a kid on a mission trip, or do you know that your school is lacking in school supplies? Like, don't tell me that you couldn't find a way to use the money, right? Like that, it almost like makes me mad when people say things like that, because I'm like, dude, I've got a list. I can send you my list of where you can send your money if you want to. So, with that being said, I keep a close eye on who's watching my stuff. Okay, so people who are consistently reacting to my posts or commenting on my posts, I reach out to them. Hey, I see you all the time on my newsfeed. I love having your support. I don't know if you're watching because you're interested in more info about what I do, but I have a quick video I'd like to share with you if you're open to it. No pressure, just info. Would you take the time to watch? Okay. I send them that. I also pay attention to who is watching my stories. So, stories on Facebook, if you're new, it's a great feature that allows you to be open about your life. It's where like you'll see my kids sword fighting, or my son out in the driveway playing basketball, or my like I'll be trying to work and my husband's peeking around the corner with a Nerf gun. Like that's where people see that side of my life. It's also where I run like quote unquote advertisements. It's where I share about the opportunity. It's where I share about products. And so what I'll do is, generally speaking, our distributor slides, or our like join my team slides, or our story slides, they're a couple of slides, like 3, 4, 5 slides long. And so when you're watching stories, people tap through them. I pay attention to who watches the last distributor slide, because in my mind's eye, if I am watching somebody else's feed and I see they're advertising for, say, like Monet or some other company, I will I will get out of their story. I'm not interested. I don't want to join their team, right? So what that tells me is if people are looking at my stories all the way to the end of my distributor slide, they're watching for a reason. And so I'm going to reach out to them and I'm going to say like, "Hey, I don't know if you're watching cuz you are interested in this or not, but I have a quick video. Would you be open to watching it?" And there's nothing wrong with people not answering you. There's nothing wrong with people saying, no, not right now. I'm not interested right now. Maybe, follow back with me down the road, because that's how you're going to find people who are interested in this. People are watching for a reason. So, I can share the script, but I can't share it from, it's like in my boards app. So I'll share it in our Telegram thread when we get off of Zoom. Um, so that's another way that I prospect for people, is people who are already watching me. Um, the other place that I find people, you guys, I very rarely put up host to posts about joining my team. I very rarely do that because, number one, for me, they don't usually get a ton of traction. And if I'm going to utilize a host to post, I want a lot of people commenting on it, right? Like that's the whole point, is to bring people into your network. The only time I will really I might put out a distributor host a post if it's I'm like headhunting the person who is posting for me. Like because I want them to see it. I want their friends to comment on it so that I can go back and be like, "Hey, did you see, like your friends are even interested in this. You could do this. Your friends would join you over joining me. Would you consider it?" So I very rarely send those out, because what I choose to do is I will have them post about a product, or I'll have them post about a giveaway. And let me ask you this. What do you get more excited about? I want you to tell me in the chat. Do you get more excited about a post on your newsfeed that gets 1 like, okay? Or do you get more excited about a post on your newsfeed that gets 50 comments? What makes your heart like skip a beat? What gets you excited? Is it the one like on one post, or is it getting 50 comments? Okay, thank you. It's 50 comments. So if I send a potential distributor, somebody who I have been watching, if I send them a post and it gets no comments, how excited are they going to be about joining the business? Not very excited, right? Drop some ones in the chat. Would you be super excited if I asked you to post and then I was like, hey, join my team, but nobody's commenting on your stuff? That would be embarrassing, right? But if I send them a giveaway post and that post gets 20 to 30 comments on it, they're going to be a lot more excited and interested because their network is engaging with them. So that's what I consider. And I will tell them, listen, you got 20 comments on that. That's a lot of comments. Do you see how many people would be willing to support you right off the bat? So I talk to people about that. The other thing is that my thank you messages are targeted to a specific audience. If you've put up a host a post for me and I think I could work with you, like I think that you would be a fun addition to our team, I say it. I say, hey, look, I have been scrolling through your newsfeed and I think that you would be great at what I do. Have you ever considered making extra income from your social media? They say yes, no, never thought about it, whatever the conversation may be, but I planted that seed. And that's what's important. And now they're on my network and now they're going to see me commenting and posting and interacting on their stuff. So that's something that I tend to do. It's not a matter of having them post about the opportunity and pray to God that somebody comments. It's more about, could I see that person who posted for me being a part of this team? And if I think yes, I'm going to tell them. And then as far as, I think one of the questions was like, um, so how do you stay organized with that? Whenever I reach out to people and they have said, like, yes, I will watch a video, they immediately go into my planner. Um, I am talking to so many people that, you guys, I get people that get lost in the crossfires. Okay. They get buried into my chat. And so it's very important for me that as soon as someone says, yep, I want more information, their name goes down, pen and paper in my planner. Excuse me. I got to get a drink. Um, and then what I do is I always put their name and then I put DT next to it so I know that it's a distributor. And then what I do is I make sure that the very next day, if they haven't like signed up, I make sure that the very next day I reach out to them and I just say like, hey, I know it got kind of late last night. I hope you're doing well today. Have you thought any more about the opportunity? Okay. If they respond to me and we carry on the conversation, great. If that happens, I know that there are people who they plan it out. They're like, they've got their name in their planner for the rest of the month. I don't do that. What I do is I talk to them the next day, and every day I talk to them, I put their name in the calendar for the next day. So if our conversation starts to fizzle out, it's not that I stop talking to them fully. It's just like on a Friday, I'll go back through my planner and I see who says distributor first. And those are the first people that I reach out to, is the people who is a DT. So that's kind of how I work on my follow-up for that. Other tools that I had used, but I stopped using this month, and I don't know if it's like a Facebook algorithm. I don't know. I don't know if it hurt me. I don't know if it helped me. I haven't really seen what has happened from it yet, but last month I saved things to a collection. So when I was talking with people about a product or about becoming a distributor, I actually saved them to a collection like we do host to post on on my Facebook. And so what would happen is when I would go back to do my host to post, their names would be sitting in my collections folder. And as I was like going through host to post, their name would break up me commenting on things and I would remember to go and message them. So that's something that you can do. I did notice, and I don't know if this is like cohesive to having a collection or not, but I did notice my engagement was really down last month as far as like on my posts and whatnot. So I that was the only thing I could think of that I really did differently. So I ended up just going in and like deleting all of my collections folders except for last month's host to post and this month's host to post. Um because that's what I noticed was different, and so that's just what I did. So you guys have options. However you stay organized is totally up to you, but I truly believe in pen to paper because you never know what's going to happen in your inbox, you never know what's going to happen on your news feed, and there's people who slip through the cracks. But what I know I can do is this week, because we're still in the beginning of March, I'm going all the way back through February to follow up with people. And I can just do that by flipping through my planner. So that's really how I stay organized with it. So we talked about loyal customer retention. So some of my favorite resources for self-development. So if you have been on our team for really, if you've been on our team for more than a month, how important is self-development on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being it's not important at all, and 10 being it's life or death. Like you should be doing it. 10, yes. I see 110 and I'm like, yes, let's go. Yes. Okay. So my girls who have been here for a little while know self-development is crucial in this business. And I cannot say it enough. If you refuse to grow your mindset in this industry, you're going to get eaten alive. And I say that from like the kindest spot in my heart possible because you guys, 95% of people are good people. 95% of the people that you're going to talk to are going to be kind-hearted. They're going to be funny. They're going to have a good sense of humor. They're just going to be good, genuine people. But 5% of people are trolls. And those 5% of people will disrupt your day. They will make you go from feeling on top of the earth to feeling like you're buried 6 feet under the ground. And Alyssa Bowman was actually telling us a story about this guy that she knows that when he was growing up, he wasn't allowed to watch TV and he wasn't allowed to listen to certain genres of music because of the way that it affected him. Like his parents were like these psychology people. Long story short, as an adult, he chose to do like a self experiment and he allowed himself to listen to those genres of music that he wasn't allowed to listen to as a kid. And he allowed himself to like watch the news, something that he wasn't allowed to do as a kid. He allowed himself to get sucked into the news and listen to like sad music genres. Okay. And so what happened is within a week, he was depressed. What you listen to affects you. And there is proven studies that have shown that for every negative thing that you think or you allow to creep into your brain, whatever you're listening to, it takes 17 positive things to just even that out. So think about that. When you tell yourself, I can't do this, you have to tell yourself 17 times, yes, you can, just to break even. Do you know how many times 17 times is? It's a lot. It is a lot. You get to number 6 and you're like, I'm done with this. I'm over this, right? Like, let's be honest here. It's so true. We're like, oh, 7 times is enough. It's not enough. And so self-development is where it's going to just transform you in like all of the best ways. It helps you become aware of who you are and why you function the way you do. And it helps you understand why other people tick the way that they do. So that when people are coming at you, when that 5% of people are coming at you with their negative Nancy's and their Debbie Downers and whatever you want to call it, your heart is protected and your mind is protected. So self-development is crucial. So if you're like, I don't even know what self-development is, there are 3 areas that we really hone in on with our organization. It's personal development. So what makes you you? What makes you tick? Why do certain things trigger you? What makes you happy? Okay? And there are areas that we all need improvement, you guys. None of us are 10 out of 10 here, okay? I hate to burst your bubble, but it's just the truth. We all have things that we should be working on, and we should be working on it daily. And sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes really hard conversations end up happening. And sometimes we have to ask each other forgiveness. And sometimes we have to ask each other for grace, because we're all on a journey here and we're all just trying to do our best. And sometimes that gets really frustrating. So, personal development, okay, figuring out and an area for you to like figure out what you even need to be working on is look at other leaders in the business. When you hop on Zoom and you're like, oh, I really like the way that girl talks, go look at their newsfeed and figure out what it is about them that you like, and then rate yourself. Say, I really admire this about her. Okay, say that's confidence. What would I rate myself in confidence? Okay. And if I am rating myself at a 5, guess what? I need to go do self development on confidence. Okay. If you can like do that with any leader, like they're funny, they're this, they're that, whatever. And it's not so that you like, comparison is the thief of joy, you guys. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to compare to these people, but I'm telling you to go in with an open mind so that you know that yes, there are things that I can improve on, and yes, there are avenues and resources for me to do that, but I'm a work in progress, and that's totally okay. The other area is spiritual development. You guys know I love Jesus, I love God, but we're all on our own different walks. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you and I are going to match up eye to eye. And that's okay. My faith has grown so much from being in this business. I have learned that I am not in control. Shocker, which sucks. But I also know that me not being in control is allowing the God of the universe to be in control, and his plans are way better than mine. And I want to trust in that. So, your spiritual walk is important. You should be praying, you should be meditating, you should be sending out positive vibes. You should be doing whatever it is that feels good inside of your heart, because it's true. You cannot be in control of what we do. You can be in control of like sending out messages, you can be in control of posting, but you're not in control of if people put up post to posts for you. You're not in control of if people comment on your stuff. You're not in control of whether or not people send you their credit card information. You're just in control of the efforts that you put in. So spiritual development is where faith comes in, right? Like I know that the work of my hands are about to be blessed, because God says that he gives his children good gifts, and I'm working hard, and I know that he sees that. So I know that the blessing is coming, right? I know that I've planted the seeds and the harvest is going to be bountiful. I just have to be patient in the process. And the other area is business development. If you got started with this company and you knew everything, you're wrong. Like, I love you, but you're wrong. If you can come into this business and you say, I'm willing to learn whatever you want to teach me, I'm willing to learn. Okay. That is the attitude that we should be adopting. It's a matter of, I know that I don't know everything, and I'm going to be a sponge. I'm going to take advice from the leaders who have been there, who have done that, who have made the mistakes, so that I don't necessarily have to. You know, it's so funny because, like I said in the beginning, you can try to reinvent the wheel all you want, but the wheel's still the wheel. So you're going to end up right back where you started from. So trusting the process and trusting the people who have gone there before you, who have already paved that path for you, is going to be beneficial to you. So make sure you're hopping on Zooms. And if Zoom times don't work out great for you, you guys, they post everything on YouTube. Go on YouTube and find videos to watch. And And you guys, you can go to the Apple store, you can find podcasts. I use YouTube. I literally use YouTube for like everything. I love impact theory. I love Ed Milet. I love listening to TD Jakes. I love listening to Stephen Furtick. I love listening to Transformation Church, Jenna Kutcher. I mean, I could go on and on and on. I have so many people that I want to listen to because, and I take it very seriously too. These people are the best of the best. And if they're giving me information, I'm not going to tell them they're wrong, right? I'm not going to be like, "Oh no, my way's better." No, who am I? I'm no one in comparison. So I'm going to make sure that I am taking the advice that they are giving and I'm going to put it into real in real time work. So, all right, let me see what else is on here. Okay, so let's actually, I'm really glad that this is on here. So, like social media presence, tips for growing your network, and then a link in your bio. So, you guys are, I shared maybe a month ago about Bob Heilig's Love Serve Grow challenge. And this has been something that I have made it a huge part of my organization. And I want to encourage you guys to consider this too. Um, I want you to think about when somebody is giving you advice. Okay. If it is somebody who's off the street who you don't know, and um this may not be applicable to everyone, but if somebody off the street and you're at the grocery store and somebody comes up to you and tries telling you how to parent, how well are you going to receive that in the chat? Like if somebody comes up to you and is like, "Hey, you should really be having your kid hold on to the cart right now." Right? And you're like, "Who are you? Go away." Right? Like, or if they're telling you, your child is being really loud and you should tell them that they need to be quiet. Right? Would you receive that well? Yes or no? I'm gonna wait because I know you're all gonna say no, right? Nobody wants to be told to do something by a stranger. Okay. So it's our responsibility to allow our networks to see who we are so that they can build a like no trust factor with us. So that when we're putting stuff out there on our news feeds, they are understanding that we are coming from a place of, "Hey, we love you. This is why we're sharing this with you." Right? You would take that advice differently from a friend, right? Like if you were at home and your child's throwing a tantrum and you've got a friend there with you and you're like, "I just don't know what to do." Right? Like you're the one asking the question and they give you their honest opinion about it. You're going to receive that a whole heck of a lot better than some random person in the grocery store. So I want you to think about that when you're posting. Why are you posting what you're posting? Is it to serve your network? Is it to share with them that, "Hey, I learned this and I think it might be helpful for you too"? Is it to tell them they're wrong and you're right? Like, what's your motive behind your posting? And I know that it's super easy to be like, "I don't know what to post." I promise you, if you're doing self development, posts will come to mind. Okay. You will start hearing things and you'll start being like, "Oh my gosh, more people need to hear this." And then because you are coming from a place of growth, you're going to share from a place of love. And that sharing from a place of love is going to attract people because people are hurting. People are in really bad places. People are still losing their jobs. People are barely getting by. And so if they can see your face pop up in their newsfeed and it's like a ray of shining light, they're going to stick around. And it feels good for you to know that you're serving the universe well. So I want you to consider that. What are you posting and why are you posting it? Is it to better your network? Is it to help people out? Is it to provide a tip, advice? Is it to encourage? Is it to inspire? Is it to help make things easier for people? And if you can say, "Yeah, this is really great for," is it funny? Are you providing humor? You know, if it's a positive light, share it, do it, make the post. But if it's like, hey, buy my stuff, hey, do this for me, guess what? I'm scrolling by it. That's not what I want to be a part of. So you have to remind yourself that your job is to serve people, it's to help solve people's problems, it's to be a resolution for them. Okay, that doesn't mean you're going to be perfect. That doesn't mean that you're going to have these long, eloquent posts all the time. You guys, there's times where I spend so much time on a post and it's like my mom likes it. And then there's times where I like saw a Pinterest quote and I posted it and it gets shared all over the place. It's like, what in the world? What in the world is happening? Right. But it's the truth of the matter. It all matters. People are watching. There's silent stalkers out there checking your page out, whether or not they comment on it. But you have to ask yourself, like, why am I doing what I'm doing? And then also, we talked to you guys, we've talked before about you should be inspired by other leaders who are in the industry, but for the love of God, do not copy verbatim. Do not take the same picture and the same words and copy and paste them to your newsfeed. Okay. A lot of us we have a lot of mutual friends. And I know that we are breaking out of that. We are getting a farther and farther reach, but people are seeing the same exact stuff from us. And I know we've talked before about how like Nike runs the same ad all the time, and that's fine because it's Nike, right? Like it's fine if we all use the same story slides. I'm not concerned about that in any way, shape, or form. Trust me, like advertising is advertising, but your personal news feed, the things that are like getting people to know who you are, they need to be original. And I'm not saying you can't go and find someone and be inspired by them and copy what they're saying, but you need to make it sound like you. Okay. I don't want to like be scrolling through the news feed and be like, oh my gosh, like I literally just posted that. Okay. I don't, that's it. It should be a compliment to know that you guys, were inspired by a post that was put up, but I want you to be brave enough and courageous enough to put things into your own words. Um, so social media presence, it's like you have to figure out who you are as an individual, and you have to figure out how you want to serve your network. And again, this goes back to self-development. You're going to figure out who you are and what you want to do and how you want to serve people when you dive more into what makes you who you are. So that is on that. So the LinkedIn bio, we know that we can't send our like it works link into Messenger, right? Like Facebook has been like, nope, can't do it. And I actually asked our team leaders like why that is. And what they ended up telling me is that it works organization. There are a lot of us, and our organization thrives over a lot of the other organizations. And so when we were competing against other companies, which we still compete against other companies, we were getting a lot of backlash because we were getting all the clients and other companies weren't. And so basically people were like tattling more or less, and we got in trouble for it. So Facebook was trying to like even the playing field basically. So what we do is we create landing pages. There you have an option to utilize Milkshake. It's a free landing page. You can also utilize link in bio, which you have to have an Instagram account for link in bio. But basically what this allows you to do is it allows you to add links to a landing page and direct people from there, but you can send that. Am I frozen? No? Okay. Everyone was just like super still for a second. It kind of freaked me out. But basically what you can do is you can add multiple links to a landing page and you can direct your clients there. So if you're like, I don't have one, I need one, reach out to whoever enrolled you and they will help get you set up with one. The other way is sending a shopping cart link. I'm pretty sure I have that sent in the Telegram chat. So if you go to the media portion of our Telegram thread, you can find the video for the shopping cart link. If you can't, I have it saved in my boards app, so I can send you the link to it that way too. But basically what I love, you guys, I love using the shopping cart link because what it does is it allows you to put a cart together for them. They don't have to go looking around the website. They don't have to find the things. You have it all set up for them. And then you just send them the shopping cart link through Messenger. Tell them to use a promo code, tell them to check out with the auto ship option, and you're good to go. That's pretty much how I signed most of my clients last month. The other thing that I do, if I say two things. I say, okay, great. Like, I'm glad that you're ready to get ready to order. Do you want to hop on the phone and I can walk you through it? Or I can send you a shopping cart link and walk you through it. But either way, I'm telling them I'm going to be around until you place your order. Like, I'm sticking around, suckers. So your order's going in no, I'm just kidding. Not whether or not you like it, but they just so they know that I am available to them if they ever have questions. And I make sure that the order goes through. So it's just kind of, I can't think of the word right now. It's just reassurance that it gets done. It's assurance that it gets done. So that's the shopping cart link. Again, if you don't know how to do a shopping cart link, we have a video. I'm more than happy to share it with you. And then really the last one is stepping into leadership. And then we'll hop off of here. I appreciate you guys so much. I know this is going long, but you know me, and sometimes I just can't help myself. So, the last thing is stepping into leadership. And here's the thing, you guys. Everything that anybody needs in order to be successful in this business is available to them. Your responsibility is, as a leader, is just to provide the tools. Your leadership will grow. You as an individual will grow. So don't feel like you have to have like all of these things together before you can have a team. You are going to grow into your leadership as you formulate your team. And until you get people on your team who you can coach and who you can show up for, you have to show up for yourself. You are your team. You are the leader of your team, whether or not you have people directly underneath you, whether or not you have personally enrolled people. So you have to ask yourself, if I was to sign up with me, would I want to work with me? Would I want to be coached by me? And if you can't say, yeah, then you know you have self-development to do. And I always think about it like this. If I were to have been given what I wanted to be given in the time frame that I wanted to do it, my business would have fallen apart because I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't prepared for it. I hadn't learned the things and gone through the steps that I was supposed to go through in order to be who I am today and to be able to lead you guys how I do now. Right? I had my own journey that I had to walk through, and you guys are going to do the exact same thing. Well, not the exact same thing, but you guys are going to have your own journeys. And it's important for you to understand that you're not being punished. You are not being punished, but you are growing. And that growth is crucial if you want to show up as the very best version of you in the time frame that you're in right now for your team. And now you're never going to arrive. You're never going to be perfect, but leaders are constantly learning. Leaders are constantly adapting. Leaders are willing to make changes, and leaders are willing to decide. And as a leader, it's okay to be bold. I have boldly told you guys, I want to go triple diamond. I want to be triple diamond by the time our leadership retreat hits in June. And the reason that I can confidently say that is because I know what it means for you guys. I know what it means for you. That means 4 of you are making full-time incomes from your phone. That means 4 of you are going to be leading your own teams of people who are conquering their own goals. And that like makes me emotional to think about you guys hitting the goals that you want to reach And it's not selfish. It's not selfish to want more, because when you're in a position like me, you start seeing things and you start seeing the magnitude of the capabilities that you all have. And it's exciting and it's fun to watch you guys step out of comfort zones and step into your purpose. And it's fun to watch and see you guys be like, I cut up my credit card today, or I paid off my car today, or I went to go shopping today and I paid for it all in cash from this company. Whatever your goal is, you need to know that we're rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. Your leaders are rooting for you. Your upline, people above me are rooting for you. And that's something to get super excited about. And the only reason, and I know I've said this to you guys before, but the only reason why I am here where I am at today and you are not is because I started before you, right? I've just been around longer. And that should give you hope in knowing that if you stick around, if you do the work and detach yourself from the outcome of it, and you just do it and you put your head down and you get hungry for more, the sky is the limit. And you're going to shatter through whatever ceilings you have placed on your own life, because you're going to start believing in yourself and you're going to start believing in the team. And until that happens, know that I believe in you. And I believe that you can do it. And I believe that it's not just the shopping spree. It's not just ruby. It's not just emerald, but it's diamond and double diamond and triple diamond. And I see that for you. And as I'm like looking at faces on the screen right now, I am like thinking of the day that we are celebrating and we are like ugly crying together as we hit goals, as we hit goals. So just note that I believe in you guys, and I know that without a doubt that you are all fully capable of hitting the goals that you want to reach. But you have to believe it too. And you have to show up even when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired, even when it's hard. I mean, I was ready for bed like an hour ago, 2 hours ago now. But I'm here and I'm showing up because I know how important it is. So don't forget why you're here. Don't forget who you're serving, and continue showing up every single day, whether or not you're signing loyal customers left and right, because sooner or later you will. I promise you that. If you stick around and you put in the work, you will get to where you want to go. So I'm going to end the recording.